Alright, Iris. This is super easy. This is for you. 2 cups wheat flour, 3 cups white flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon of sugar. Now, after you get everything kind of mixed together, you make a little well in the flour with your hand or your spoon, whatever. And then you pour a little bit of buttermilk in. And then you start stirring. Now, that's not all the buttermilk you're going to add, but this is how you start to slowly incorporate it. As you mix in the flour, you'll see it starts to form a little bit of a ball. And then you will add a little bit more buttermilk. Not all the buttermilk, just enough. You're going to continue doing this until your dough starts to form a slack ball that is neither too dry nor too soft. Alright, this is what I mean by a slack dough. Alright, this might be a little too wet. It's sticky enough, it holds its shape, but it also kind of glurps. Now, if it's too wet, you can add a little bit more flour, or if it's too dry, you can add a little bit more buttermilk. I ended up using about 2 and a little over a half of a cup of buttermilk. Actually, no, I take that back. It's almost, I don't know, math is hard. There's 4, 1, 2, almost 3 cups. So I think I might add a little bit more flour to this. And there we go. A slack dough. Forms a ball, holds its shape, but also kind of flattens out. So I'm going to turn this into 2 smaller loaves. You can also use this to make 1 big giant loaf, but 1 big giant loaf will not go fast enough in this household. So I'm going to make 1 for home and 1 to share. All right, there we go. 2 semi-loaves, 350 degrees. With wet hands. Best to pick up the dough with wet hands so it doesn't stick and make a wet, sticky mess, because this is a sticky dough. I put this on some parchment paper so it's easy to release, but if you don't have parchment paper, just make sure it's a fairly well-greased pan. So, and then using a wet knife, butter knife, or steak knife, you're going to put a cross into it. I'm doing this with my left hand. I don't know why I'm doing it with my left hand. This is not working at all. Okay. That's vaguely what the cross looks like. You just cut through the dough entirely. It's probably better to use a steak knife or something sharp. It is a wet dough. Wet the knife in between cutting. I don't know if it's a Christian thing or if it just helps the loaf bake better. Either way, it's not meant to be perfect. Do what you want. Anyway, into the oven it goes, 350 for about 45-50 minutes. So, I wish you could smell this. It smells amazing. Look at that. All right. So, the lack of defined cross leads me to believe that it was not dry enough, but that's fine. It'll taste good. After you get it out of the oven, flip it over. Helps it cool faster. Ow, yeah, it's hot. Anyway, my mom always taps the bottom just to make sure it's making a drumming noise. I don't know. Anyway, nicely browned on the bottom. Ooh, look at all those little pockets. That means that the baking soda and the buttermilk were doing some fun little interactions. Anyway. This is going to be cooled, and then I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to eat it with lots of butter and delicious things. But that, my friend, is how you make the traditional Irish soda bread. No frilly stuff involved. No caraway seeds. Get away with your caraway seeds. With your currants or raisins or whatever. This is the real deal. This is the stuff. Thanks for watching.